So today, we're going to paint the buckets. Hey, what's up everyone? Hey, listen, it is Saturday morning. It's pretty early. I got up early enough to try to get out here and get some work done before the day starts. And I want to show you guys what I did last night. I decided to go out and pick up this. This is a 39103 SEM or SEM bumper coating with a new formula that has no adhesion promoter required. Heard good stuff about this. I really wanted to get the matte black trim, but this is a flexible bumper coating for plastics and is a semi-gloss. So I wanted to put something, to get something to redo some of the trim on this car and kind of get it back to black on areas that should be black. So I did the cowl and the wipers just as a test, because I figured, you know what, if I mess this up, I can order a new one. But it came out really good. I sanded it down with 600 grit, and it has a really nice flat sheen on it. You can see how smooth it looks. And I'll take it out here in the sun or outside in a second. Today we are going to paint the buckets. So I'm going to roll it out. We're going to mask it. We're going to prep it, and I'm debating if I should take the headlights out, and the only reason why I'm thinking about not is because the actual the bucket, this is the actual headlight bucket itself, the metal cup that the headlight sits in has a little bit of surface rust on it and dirt and grime, and if I take that out, I'm going to have to find a good way to mask the outside of it to keep some of that trash from coming into the black. So we may be better off just masking the headlights, prepping the area, kind of getting through this area here in the corners and sanding it down, and then just getting in a good spray with the SEM upper coating. And again, I love this paint. It flowed a little bit orange peel, but once it dried, it laid down flat as can be. So it looks very good, and I'm hoping it'll look pretty OEM. I think the black accents on this car is going to help the blue pop and set it out. So let's get the car rolled out, and I'll start masking it off. Okay, now that it's out, we can kind of get a better look on the matte finish. So it looks good. It's definitely good enough for me. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to do the buckets, and we'll see how that looks before we start going any further and getting all crazy, maybe doing the trim or the mirrors. Alright, gotta have my coffee. So I'm going to actually start. I got two different types of masking tape. I got a green thin tape, and we're going to try to get this inner edge here. So I think the best way to do it is to put the green tape over the whole area, and then take a X-Acto knife, get a nice clean line around this edge, and we'll wrap it up into here and paint this top part black as well. But the engine's not warm. Keep that warm. This may actually be perfect. and steady wins the race. Okay. So, actually missed that a little bit. I need to get one inside. So, you notice I've got a little bit of too much of a cut there. That's okay, good thing it's tape. Not a big deal, we'll try it again. And for the top part, I think it's really up to you how far you want to go with it. I'm not mistaken, the stock ones went all the way to the top here, not just this lip. Let me actually jump online real quick to look. I'm not that concerned about it. I think it's just preference. I think I'd rather see it go up into the engine bay a little bit more, so there's no, visible blue showing the hood's closed. But let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Okay, I got one headlight masked here. I'm gonna do the other side here, and notice as I was kind of masking it, a lot of this paint is flaking off from the top here, where it was just improperly prepped. So we gotta try to get all this loose paint off up here so that it doesn't fall into the paint job whenever we're painting it. And again, this is tedious work. It's not fun, but this is kind of what it's all about, to get a decent paint job. Okay, so the headlight buckets are masked and the main surrounding area are masked. So we got to get the rest of the car masked so I don't get overspray on the paint or the engine. And then we'll start doing prep work on the buckets there. Okay, for this I'm going to use this cardboard, this paper roll. You get this at paint stores, and I'm not. So see if we can get some tape. Okay, the blue gloves come on, and first I'm going to do is wipe it down with acetone, and just make sure that when I start sanding I'm not rubbing in any kind of old wax or something into the paint. This will get it clean. We'll do this first and then after as well. On the top to try to loosen up some of that paint that's been badly prepped. So we're going to get some of that top paint off with this. You won't see hopefully the grain in it. Notice all the loose paint that we've knocked off from the top side. Okay, so I got 180 grit, got some 320. I'm gonna finish up with 600 before I spray it. So I'm using the 180 to kind of knock down the trash that I see in there. There's some, looks like there's some trash that fell into the paint. So we don't want that to, to show, and it will show when I put the black on it. So I'm just gonna kind of knock down the loose paint. Try to get these edges a little bit cleaner. Okay, so I got the high spots knocked down with 180. I'm smoothing out the 180 sand marks with 320. Then I'm going to go through and we'll get everything knocked down with 600. And I'm hoping that 600 won't show. I use 600 on the cow. And that ended up looking pretty good, but I'm trying to get these edges nice and clean. Okay, so I got the buckets sanded down with 600. And I have blown it off, and I'm going to do another wipe down with wipe some more acetone down on it. And then get to shooting the first light coat. So, fingers crossed. Ideally, you want to use like a lint-free cloth. But this is all I've got. Okay, we'll get the other side. Okay, here we go. That's kind of a fine coat in there. Let that tack up. And you'll see this stuff actually looks like it's going to have a lot of orange peel on it. But we'll do a light coat first. But when it dried on the cow, it ended up drying real flat. So patience. It's going to be hard to kind of get in there. Ideally, you want to be able to get in all the corners and crevices without too much overspray. I'm trying my best to not hit it with the can. You'll see it start flashing. It tacks up really quick. Okay, on for a second light coat. You can't tell, but notice how it did spray out with a little bit of a orange peel, but since it's already flashed and this first coat is dried, it's laid down real nice and flat. This is really Really good stuff, man. Okay, I don't want to let it dry completely. You want to make sure it's a little bit tacky before you put that third, I think it's going to be our final coat. Again, don't be shocked by the way this stuff lays down. So that's the third coat. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. It looks really bad right now, but trust me, it flattens out. This paint is a miracle. Okay, so about 5 minutes has passed, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the paint laid down really flat, and you can see any imperfection that I missed, you will definitely notice, like that. And this is really in the underlying paint, and that right there, little nick right there. I'd say it looks a hell of a lot better than it did. It's not perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of take a look. Look at all corners here to make sure I didn't miss anything before I decide to unmask it. Looks pretty good. I don't really see anything I missed. Okay, so it took me an hour and a half roughly to prep it, and about 10 minutes to paint it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start masking. I put another coat on, that's why it looks wet. Just one more light coat for hopefully durability. And as soon as it tacks up, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking the everything off of it so we can look at that shitty bumper. Okay, that wraps up this video. Okay, cool. Tell me what you think. If you like it, put your comments below. Tell me how you like that paint. It looks like it worked pretty well for me. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.